Imagine waiting for 10 long years for someone you love to come home, only to face the heartbreak of what happens next. This is not just any ordinary dog story. This is a tale of unwavering loyalty, unspoken trust, and a bond that defies time. It's about one dog who waited for a decade, hoping, believing, and never giving up. It's a story that will leave you speechless, questioning the depth of a dog's love and the lengths they will go to for the ones they care about. For an entire decade, this dog stood by the window, eyes fixed on the street, watching the world move by. Each day was a mix of anticipation and longing. Every sound of a car, every distant footstep made its heart race with the hope that it was the one it had been waiting for. The dog's owner had left one fateful day, and since then, the dog never moved from its post. It's hard to imagine the kind of emotional toll this would take, but for this dog, it wasn't about the passing of time, it was about a promise. The promise that its owner would return. No one understood why the dog refused to leave its spot, why it stayed glued to that window for so long. Friends and family tried to step in, offering food, toys, and even attention, but it wasn't about any of those things. The dog wasn't hungry for food, and it wasn't seeking affection from anyone else. It was waiting for its person, the one it loved above all else. No matter how much time passed, this dog never gave up. The loyalty of this dog was unmatched. Even as the years went on and the dog grew older, its devotion never wavered. Its fur began to gray, its once vibrant energy slowed down, but its heart never lost that glimmer of hope. There were many days when it looked as though the dog was growing tired, exhausted from the constant waiting, yet its resolve never faltered. It wasn't just standing by the window, it was standing firm in its belief that the one it loved would eventually return. The world outside continued to change, seasons passed, and people came and went, but this dog's love never wavered. It wasn't just a pet waiting for its owner to come back, it was a symbol of true, unconditional love. No other creature could display such patience, especially when it seemed so unlikely that anything would change. Imagine the emotional toll on this dog. Every day felt like the same. There was no new excitement, no new people, just a quiet, steadfast hope. As the years wore on, the dog began to look older, its joints creaky, its eyes a little cloudier. But despite the toll time had taken on its body, there was one thing that remained as strong as ever: the dog's heart. It continued to wait with all the hope it had when it first began, believing, as only a dog can, that the one it loved would eventually return. Every step outside, every sound of a car approaching, the dog's heart would leap, only to fall when it realized it wasn't the person it had waited for. But still, it waited. Then, after 10 long years, the impossible happened. The door creaked open. At first, the dog didn't move. For a split second, there was a hesitation, almost as if it was unsure whether this was truly the moment it had been waiting for all this time. But then, a familiar voice. The scent the dog had longed for. The one it knew would never leave its heart. Slowly, cautiously, the dog stepped forward, its eyes widening with recognition. And then, in an instant, the dog rushed toward the person, tail wagging frantically, eyes sparkling with joy and relief. It was a reunion like no other, pure, raw emotion. The dog, once tired and weary, was now filled with life and energy as it embraced the one it had waited for. This moment wasn't just a reunion, it was a testament to the dog's patience and its loyalty. 10 long years had passed, and yet the love between them had never faded. The reunion didn't happen in a grand or dramatic way. There were no cameras, no applause. It was just a simple, heartfelt moment between a dog and its owner, a moment that spoke volumes about what true love really means. The dog had waited for a decade, holding on to a belief that one day its person would come back, and when they did, it was like no time had passed at all. The bond between them had withstood the test of time, of loneliness, and of the pain of waiting. It was a love that never faltered, never questioned. This heartwarming and emotional story serves as a reminder that sometimes the most powerful love is the one that is patient, that waits without expecting anything in return. The dog didn't care about anything other than the return of its person. It didn't need anything else: no food, no toys, no distractions. It simply needed the person it loved to come back, and when that moment finally came, the dog was more than ready to show just how much love had been waiting all this time. The bond between a dog and its owner is something extraordinary. It's not just about playing fetch or taking walks, it's about deep, unconditional love. And in this case, this dog showed the world just how far that love can go. Through all the years of waiting, the dog never gave up. It never stopped loving. It never stopped hoping. And in the end, that unwavering love was rewarded. So, next time you look at your dog, remember this story. Remember that sometimes, love requires patience, and that love doesn't always come with an immediate reward. But when it does come, it's more beautiful and powerful than anything we could ever imagine. This is a story about loyalty, love, and the power of waiting for something or someone that matters to you. It's not just a dog story. It's a universal message about the lengths we go to for the people we love and the incredible devotion animals show. Would you have the patience and heart to wait for a decade, knowing that you might never see your loved one again? This dog did, and its heartwarming reunion is a reminder to us all of the incredible loyalty and love our pets give us every single day.